What's up, guys? Welcome to Baseball Betting 101. I'll tell you what, I feel like baseball is one of the more difficult sports to bet on. And it's not really because it's harder, it's because there's a lot of different terminology and there's just different rules that not everybody understands. Not everybody enjoys the game of baseball. I'll tell you what, at times it feels like it's a little bit of a boring game, but I mean, it's something I definitely grew up playing for quite a while. I got quite a few years, 15, 16 years or so under my belt of playing baseball. Um, I've got 3 or 4 different ideas for some videos, but I would love if you guys could drop some comments in the bottom here and just let me know what is maybe confusing in the past, and I would love to cover that under a video. I can only think of so many ideas myself. Like I said, I've got a few, but drop those videos, drop those comments in the video down below here, and we'll kind of see, what we can get into. Today, we are going to be talking about just game lines, and that's all we really have available so far to today and that we have in spring training. And this is actually an older clip that I took here, but you can see it's really just like any other sport if you really look at it. On the far left we have the spread. The same thing, a spread in football, basketball spread. It is a spread, but it's called the run line in MLB. Just like in NHL, it's called the puck line, but it's the same dang thing. So you look at this spread, we have a +1.5 and a -1.5. I would say 95% of the time you are going to have a 1.5 point spread. Very rarely will you see a 2.5 and a 3.5, unless it's like just this huge favorite, like a real good pitcher, a real good team going against the worst team in the league. You might get a 2.5, but it is pretty dang rare to see it. So with that spread, just like anything else, it's just telling us what you have to win by. If you went with the Nationals there at -1.5 point favorites, you have to win by at least 2 runs. The Nationals have to win by at least 2 runs. If you were to take the other side and take the +1.5, you are getting 1.5. And as long as your team doesn't lose by more than 2, you would cover that bet. Money line, just the same thing here. There are 9 innings in a game of baseball. It does not matter if it finishes in 9, 14, or 20. There is no end of regulation or extra innings or anything like that. When you take this bet, it's over when the game's over. And you can see with our example there, the Nationals at the top there, they're a little more favored, -114. But if you look at the Cubs, they're a -162. So you can see a little bit of the favoritism there. That spread would be the same, but you're going to have different odds on it. You normally see baseball games be a little closer to a pick 'em, maybe some -200s. You rarely see a -300, a -400 in the MLB. I'll tell you what, those -400s end up getting upset a lot more often than you would think. And then lastly, we have the total, just like with any other sport. Pretty simple here. We have an over 7.5 or an under 7.5. This is the full game total. The home team will not bat if they are winning. So depending on how the game's going, sometimes you could get an under because that home team isn't going to bat. There's less innings, there's less outs in the game because they're up. That's a slight rule and something you have to look around. Something I'll certainly talk about later when we get into team totals or something like that. It's pretty smart to take the away team because they have the guaranteed at bat in the 9th inning where the home team doesn't. So sometimes you can only get 8 at bats or 8 innings versus 9, depending on if your team's winning. But yeah, in this example, we just have to have, if we took the over, we needed to have 8 runs scored in the 9 innings. And if we took the under 7.5, we need to have 7 or less runs scored. And that 0.5 is called the hook, just like in every other sport. You either can lose by the hook or you hit the bet, just by your hair, your chinny chin chin there. But that's pretty much it, guys. It's pretty easy for just the game lines in MLB. But I will say, just like every other sport, we do have a first half version of that. In the MLB, that's called the first 5 or the F5, first five innings. The first half is deemed the end of the 5th inning. So 6, 7, 8, 9, that's, second half. And in fact, you rarely can't bet on a second half. It's really just the first half type bets. So it's called the first 5. You have the first 5 spread, money line, and total in that. The benefit or the reason that some people do like this is they want to attack maybe a starting pitcher. You have somebody like Jordan Lyles last year was one of the worst pitchers in the league for the Royals. Say he was going up against Garrett Cole, for the Yankees, and you really wanted to attack that pitching matchup, but you were worried about, say, the Yankees bullpen, you could go after the first five, and you are only betting on that starting pitcher. Now, he could get hurt, get in trouble, and get pulled. Pitchers won't generally last the entire 9 innings, so that's where this bet comes in. If you really want to bet on just the starting pitcher, you think you have a really good starting pitcher matchup, then you want to attack that first five instead of playing the full game, because unfortunately that player will not go the whole way. He might come out in the 6th or the 7th inning or something like that, and then he ends up, that bullpen or something blows the lead for you. You're all upset and you wish you would have taken the first five. But on the other side, a team can be losing in the first five, then come back and win, and you wish you would have taken the full game instead of the first five. So obviously there's a gamble, just like we do gambling on sports, gambling on baseball, or anything like that. I don't know if you can hear my kid just banging on something in the living room, trying to talk and stay concentrated over that. Just being a multitasking here dad, and taking care of the kids and stuff here. But I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said, in the comments, let me know if there's anything else that you think you might have some difficulties with. I have plans to talk about total bases prop. That is normally a big confusion. I'd like to talk about first five and full game team totals, something that I'm pretty good at, attacking pitchers and getting after either a bad pitcher or a hot bats for a team. I like to talk about ballpark factors. We're talking weather, wind, humidity, size of the ballpark, so on and so forth. But if there's anything else that you guys think that'll be beneficial, certainly let me know. We're going to wrap up this first episode of Baseball 101, talking about just the game lines here. And hopefully here in the next couple of days, we'll come out with another video. There won't be any graphics, unfortunately, no kind of screen behind me, as these bets are not available yet to us. So maybe we wait till the beginning of the year. I don't know. We are just 15 days away from MLB, which is fantastic. Obviously, I cannot wait to start betting on it. But go ahead. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking, what other types of information might be beneficial within the sport of baseball. And I will see you guys back hopefully soon.